I gotcha.
and Freid oil.
Yeah.
So we try to keep it low key. But so Charlie taught those principles, and I wrote this book in honor of what I consider to be a legacy to the world, so that it was passed down. And I studied with him for 8 years and learned all the arts of living, which he was a master of and still is. If you saw him, you would just go, oh my goodness, what an incredibly alive-looking, healthy man. So I was very fortunate. And I also believe, and one of the reasons I have a room in my temple center space is so that people can come be with me and see how I live day after day after day, and they go, wow, she really does live this, and I see how she does that. This is not that hard to do. I could do that. Then maybe I could have some of this youth and vitality that I see she's produced. It's not that I'm lucky, I'm just disciplined, and I'm a devoted student, and I love practicing, and I love feeling fabulous.
Ah, wonderful. Well, you've said the 3 areas of your life that you're most passionate about are health, communication, and the man-woman potential.
Beautiful.
That's your tripod.
Well quoted.
So talk about that.
Well, first I believe comes health and well-being. And health is a result of skill and balance and expertise in the 6 arts of living, as I have learned it.
The 6 arts of living.
And this, you can see, there's a slightly Buddhist scriptural scent in me. You know, I thread that through everything. I like the Buddhists have 4 of this and 5 of that and 7 of this. Well, I have a lot of those also, because I have found that learning them has promoted me in my discipline and willingness. So the more I learn and study, the more I go, that looks like the way to me. I will do what they say. So the 6 arts of living are the art of eating, the art of movement, which, as I said, includes endurance, strength, and flexibility. You can't just be a yogi, you have to be able to walk a mile, too. Communicating and relating is one of the arts of living. Well, it's important that we be able to understand another person, speak our truth, receive their truth, understand them. These are things that make us happy, to feel that we can interact successfully with people. And when we can't, we don't feel so healthy sometimes. The 4th one is your self-inspiration, how you inspire yourself, your ability to reflect, to look within, to ask honest questions, to look for answers to why you're experiencing what you're experiencing in your life. And the 5th one is purpose and creativity. And the 6th one, I think I just missed one. Let's see, there's eating, movement, rest and recreation. So
R&R.
Are you a person who rests when you're tired, or do you drink coffee and eat cookies? Or stay up late and drink more something, or stimulate yourself by some other means when you really would be well to rest? And then recreation, can you have fun? Can you let go? Can you go out? Can you take risks and have adventures? And so the 6 arts of living are health. And so I am passionate about practicing the 6 arts of living in the form of health, my first of my 3 most passionate areas. So I really am quite a fanatic, I have to say, but I'm not a fanatic because I think I ought to be, or that I should. I just really love doing what makes me feel good. And that's a real sign of maturity in people. And I help people to gain maturity when they're with me. I point out things to them to see that, well, a more mature attitude might be that you do learn how to make healthy food, instead of saying, well, I just don't know how to make it. So that's the first one.
Well, you know, there's something, the first one?
Of the 3, health.
Okay.
And then the second one's communication.
Okay.
And the third one is the man-woman potential for union with divinity, joy, pleasure, sharing, companionship, healthy relating, a practice partner, someone who you care about and cares about you, is an art of arts, I believe.
And we'll talk more about that. But right now, there's a wonderful story about a student of Yitzhak Perlman that, to me, when we were talking yesterday in the pre-interview, I said something about trying.
Yes. Actually, I'll give one moment of insight because it makes it so much richer to tell a story. I was speaking to you about my vision of what a man and a woman could aspire to together. And you said, wow, that sounds like, maybe nobody could do that.
Well, I'm going to be even more specific.
Okay.
You said that you were looking for a man who knows exactly when to call you and exactly when to, and I thought, whoa. Go ahead.
That, yes, they would be tuned in.
Yeah.
Which is holding the energy long term with someone. You are tuned in. You can feel your woman. You can feel your man's need. You sense something and you go, you know what, I need to call him now. So you said that, and I said, well, there's a famous story about Itzhak Perlman, the great violinist and master in his field. And he wrote this beautiful concerto for his best student. And his student, after many years of practicing this, came back to him and said, I'm ready to play this for you, maestro. And he played it for him, and it was beautiful and exquisite. And he made a few mistakes and couldn't quite do all the runs that had been written. But at the end, he said, oh, maestro, I'm so sorry for the mistakes and for the fumfas. And Itzhak Perlman said, oh, dear one, I was only looking for the sound of someone trying.
I love that. Looking for the sound of someone trying, because I think, in honesty, that's all I'm looking for.
Isn't that
the
so?
Sound of someone trying.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not about, in fact, this is something Charlie said to me early on when he was mentoring me. He said, Grace, it's never going to be about the outcome. It's always going to be that what turns you on the most and the people around you is your attempts for success. Yeah. It's not going to be if you succeed or not. So just always keep trying for the best that you can do, and that's what's fun.
Yeah. So you say you've always had master trainers in the important areas of your life.
Yes.
And you're a self-proclaimed evolution junkie.
I am.
What has that meant in your life, and who are some of those people?
Oh, it's my honor to speak them there. There's a wall in my temple space where they're all up on the wall looking at me, and I look at them every day and I imbibe what it was that they transmitted to me, no more with words, just energetically. So I would say Yogananda, Miraji, John Gray, Barbara DeAngelis, Werner Erhard, the Insight trainings, Byron Katie, Gangaji, David Data, Paul Lowe, Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita, Patanjali of the Yoga Sutras, so many more. I mean, just people in our own community who've been on your show. Even Jacob Lieberman inspires me. Yeah. But I love all the teachings. I love Buddha, and I love Jesus, and I'm a Jewish girl.
A Jewish girl loves,
yes. But I have studied all my life. I can't get enough. I love watching myself evolve, and I can feel things. Sometimes it takes 5-6 years for me to feel something. Sometimes in several weeks I'll go, ooh, I've had an upgrade in my ability to respond calmly. Something's different here. I've been practicing well. And another one of my teachers says that everything is practice. Just practice, practice, practice. That's why it's so important to find people we can practice with who are understanding, compassionate, accept us unconditionally, and we can tell them what we're working on. And I do believe when you meet someone that you're interested in for a love relationship, I have learned from several different teachers. Oh, also the Morehouse University and Vic Barranca, the Alive Tribe, all of these people. So at the Morehouse philosophy is, I think I might have just forgotten what I was going to say about, if that's okay.
That's fine. What I asked, you answered.
Okay.
So, but I want to say what you
to find someone that you can practice with.
Yeah.
Find someone who will hold space for you and lay out the things you're working on right in the beginning on the front burner. Let them know, I'm working on staying calm. I'm working on not responding defensively when you tell me feedback. I'm working on being more soft and gentle. And so I want you to know that, and you're welcome to point out those things to me if you see them, because I'm here to evolve with you. Not to be the perfect Grace, because there is no perfect Grace.
Yeah.
She's a work in progress, and we're happy about that.
What you really want is to transmit your way of life to people. And you mentioned
Yes.
this earlier, to have them stay with you and learn. How can someone do that?
Well, many times so far in my health practitioner career, I have had people stay at my house for a month, for 2 months. I've stayed in other people's houses for a month, and it's kind of one of my offerings, one of my ministry services. I don't want to do it all the time, but I do like to do it sometimes, several times a year. And I come and I just live with you, and I teach you what I know in the kitchen. I teach you about cleanliness and order and prayerfulness and working out and how to cleanse and how to turn your ocean liner around and go in another direction. So I mentor you, and I love this. This is where I get my best results with
By
people.
example. So people are learning by example.
Miracles have happened with people living in my house. You just, people wouldn't even recognize them anymore. The shift that takes place when you live with a master teacher.